Well, we have those temperatures tumbling out there tonight. It's going to be a colder start to your Tuesday. We're down to 37 degrees in Medford, 31 in Klamath Falls, 35 degrees in Yreka, and it's 36 in Grants Pass. It does look like we're starting to see some of that fog developing in the Grants Pass area. We will see some fog development in some of our west side valleys overnight. Here's our next weather maker for the middle of the week. The low pressure system, it's going to track mainly to the south, but we will get some rain and higher elevation snow to clip parts of our region tomorrow into Wednesday, especially down in Northern California and over on the east side. In the meantime, tonight we will stay dry. It's just going to be pretty cold. 24 degrees in Klamath Falls, down to 22 in Lakeview, 28 in Yreka. We'll drop to 31 degrees in Medford and 42 along the coast in Brookings. Tomorrow, 60 degrees in Brookings, pretty mild and likely missing out on any precipitation, but we will have quite a bit of cloud cover across a good chunk of the region, but definitely going to trend to be wetter later in the day for Northern California and portions of the east side, especially southern Klamath and Lake County. Here's a look at the forecast for the Rogue Valley. Even in Medford, though, we cannot rule out a few isolated showers, or at least a possibility of some showers late in the day and then on into the evening, but definitely not a washout. Highs warming up into the lower 50s in the afternoon. Here's a look at Futurecast as we go through the day tomorrow. Lots of clouds, and then here comes that moisture working up from the south. Definitely trending wetter as you get towards Yreka and especially the Mount Shasta area. Snow in the higher elevations. And then as we go through Wednesday, into Wednesday, some lingering shower activity into Siskiyou, Klamath, and Lake County, and then a few isolated showers as you get towards Jackson and Josephine County. Not much expected for the coast really out of this one. And then Thursday should be a dry day throughout southern Oregon and Northern California. Snow levels start off pretty low tomorrow, but most of the precipitation starts to move into the afternoon, and we'll get snow levels up to about 5,500 feet, so lowering a little bit lower than 5,000 feet into Wednesday morning. So it's mainly the highest passes where we will get some accumulating snow, especially as you head towards Quartz Mountain Pass, Warner Mountain Summit. 2 to 5 inches of snow possible, 1 to 3 inches at Grass Lake. Mount Shasta, though, should be just rain. Also shouldn't see any accumulation really in Klamath Falls. When it comes to rainfall totals, notice higher totals towards Lakeview and Mount Shasta, but you head north and west, likely as you get towards Grants Pass, the coast, probably not going to see much of anything measurable. But we'll be keeping an eye on this system. Also another storm system to watch for the weekend. That one looks wetter for the coast, but still a lot of differences to iron out when it comes to the timing of that system and exact impacts when it comes to rain and snow. But it will have some colder air with it, so snow levels are expected to be lower, something we'll watch closely. But we will get some rain and higher elevation snow out of this system for Northern California tomorrow into Wednesday. Also in the basin, keeping an eye on that shower activity, and still fairly chilly temperatures, highs in the 40s, highs back up to around 50 though by Thursday and Friday. A bit of a break in the action. For the mountains, tracking more snow for our higher terrain this weekend. We'll be watching that very closely, especially if you have travel plans with Valentine's Day and the long weekend with President's Day. In the Rogue Valley, slight chance of a shower tomorrow and Wednesday, but we do see some wetter conditions for this weekend, which we'll be tracking quite closely in the days ahead.